The sweat stung my eyes as I collapsed onto the bench, chest heaving like I'd just run from a lifetime of regrets. Michael loomed over me, his hand lingering too long on my shoulder. Firm, electric, wrong in the best possible way. "Ben," he whispered, voice cracking like thunder in a summer storm. "I've been lying to everyone. To you. I'm not who you think I am." That night in the dim-lit locker room of our neighborhood gym in Brooklyn, the air thick with the scent of chlorine and unspoken truths, everything shattered. Michael, my straight-as-an-arrow best friend since freshman year at NYU, the guy who'd fist-bumped me through every breakup and bad grade, had just admitted he felt something for me. Not bro love, not admiration. Something raw, terrifying, alive. His words hung between us like smoke from a fire we'd both pretended wasn't burning. "I think, God, Ben, I think I'm falling for you." My heart slammed against my ribs, a traitor begging for more, even as my mind screamed to run. We'd come here every Tuesday for years, a ritual born from insomnia and the need to outrun our demons. New York City pulsed outside the grimy windows, honking taxis, neon signs flickering like faulty memories, but inside, it was just us. Iron clanging, mirrors reflecting versions of ourselves we barely recognized. I was Benjamin Hayes, 28, graphic designer by day, eternal optimist by night, out and proud since 19. Gay as the rainbow flags draping every pride parade in Manhattan. Michael Riley, same age, software engineer with a laugh that could disarm a room, straight edge through and through, or so I'd believed. We'd met in a cramped dorm, bonding over late-night pizza and debates on whether Springsteen or Dylan was the real voice of America. He was the straight friend who showed up to my coming-out party with a six-pack and zero judgment, the one who'd crash on my couch after fights with his latest girlfriend, swearing off love like it was a bad investment. But tonight, as we toweled off, his confession landed like a sucker punch. "It's been building," he said, avoiding the mirror, his blue eyes fixed on the tiled floor. "Every time we spot each other, every high five, it twists into something else. I don't know what to call it, Ben. But it's real." I froze, towel mid-swipe, the world narrowing to the vein pulsing in his neck. Part of me wanted to laugh it off, classic Michael, the Joker masking pain. Another part, the one I'd buried under layers of just friends, surged forward, hungry. I managed a nod, throat dry as the Sahara. "Talk to me." All of it. We sat on the bench, steam from the showers curling around us like secrets. He spilled, the confusion starting in college, the porn that didn't quite fit his straight script, the way my casual touch during a pickup basketball game had lingered in his dreams. "You're the only one who gets me, Ben. The only one I trust with this mess." His voice broke on mess, and I saw it then, the fear etched in his furrowed brow, the America we'd grown up in whispering that men like us didn't bend that way. Not without breaking. We left the gym in silence, the December chill biting through our jackets as we trudged toward the F train. Snow flurries danced under streetlights, turning Brooklyn into a postcard of fragile beauty. My apartment was closer, a third-floor walk-up in Williamsburg crammed with vinyl records and half-finished sketches. "Come up," I said, not a question. He followed, shedding his coat like shedding skin. Inside, with mugs of black coffee steaming on the coffee table, the floodgates opened. Michael paced, words tumbling, his Irish Catholic upbringing in Queens, the pressure from his dad, A retired cop who'd pat his back and say, "Find a nice girl, Mikey. Settle down." The girlfriends who'd come and gone, each one a placeholder for the ache he couldn't name. I thought it was nothing. A phase. But then you're everywhere in my head. He stopped, kneeling in front of me, hands on my knees. His touch was tentative, reverent, like handling fragile glass. I covered his hand with mine, feeling the calluses from his coding keyboard, the warmth that promised more. That was the hook, the moment we both leaned in, lips brushing in a kiss that tasted like salt and revelation. Soft at first, exploratory, then deepening with the weight of years unspoken. No fireworks, no cliches, just two men in a cluttered living room, rediscovering gravity. When we pulled back, his eyes searched mine, vulnerable as a kid's. "Is this okay?" I whispered. "More than okay." We talked until dawn, mapping the uncharted, what this meant for us, for the friendship we'd armored like a fortress. By sunrise, filtering through blinds striped with gold, we'd christened it tentative love. Fragile, fierce, ours. But love in America isn't a straight shot. It's a subway line with delays and detours. The next weeks blurred into a secret symphony. Gym sessions turned charged, our spots and stretches laced with stolen glances, fingertips grazing waists under the pretense of adjustment. Outside, we were the same, beers at the local dive, yelling at Knicks games on my TV, him fixing my glitchy laptop while I sketched his profile in charcoal. But alone, it bloomed, lazy Sundays tangled in sheets, cooking pasta in my tiny kitchen, his head on my chest as we listened to Coltrane. He called it our bubble, a nod to the world waiting to pop it. Michael's confession reshaped us, but it didn't erase the cracks. His job at a fintech startup in Midtown demanded long hours, suits that hid the tattoos snaking up his arms, reminders of a rebellious youth. Mine, freelancing from coffee shops in Bushwick, left afternoons free for doubt. Was this real, or a rebellion against his straight script? I catch him staring at his phone, thumb hovering over his ex's Instagram, and wonder if I was just the detour. One evening, 3 weeks in, we walked the High Line, Manhattan's elevated park strung with fairy lights against the twilight skyline. The Hudson glittered below, fairies cutting wakes like sighs. He stopped by a bench, pulling me close. "Ben, I love you." The words landed soft, irrevocable. I echoed them, heart swelling. We kissed there, public but discreet, the city indifferent as ever. For a moment, felt possible, this life, intertwined. Yet shadows loomed. His sister, Erin, texted about a family dinner in Queens. "Bring a date?" she joked once, assuming some girl. Michael paled, pocketing his phone. "They don't know about any of it." I squeezed his hand. "You don't have to," but he cut me off. "I want to. Someday." It was a promise, fragile as the first crocuses pushing through winter soil. Our rhythm held through January's bite, gym, work. He started leaving a toothbrush at my place, his flannel draped over my chair. Small anchors. But anchors can drag, too. At a housewarming for a mutual friend in Soho, eyes lingered. A coworker of his, tipsy on craft IPAs, clapped his back. "Mikey, when you settling down? Plenty of fish out there." Michael laughed it off. But later, in the cab home, his jaw tightened. They see what they want. Straight Mikey, future dad. I traced his knuckles. They'll see you. The real you. He nodded, but doubt flickered. That night, as we lay awake, he confessed deeper fears, the betrayal of his own body, the guilt twisting like a knife. What if I'm just confused? What if I hurt you? I held him tighter. We're figuring it out. Together. It was our mantra, whispered like a prayer. February brought Valentine's, cheesy but ours. I surprised him with tickets to a Broadway revival of Angels in America. Raw, queer, American as apple pie and regret. In the theater's hush, as Prior Walter raged against heaven, Michael's hand clenched mine, tears silent on his cheeks. After, over diner pie at 2 a.m., he said, "That's us. Fighting for what's true." We toasted to that, forks clinking like vows. But truth has teeth. Midway through the month, his ex, Sarah, a sharp-witted lawyer from his Columbia days, reached out. "Just checking in," her email read. Innocent, maybe. But Michael froze, screen glowing in the dark. "She wants to grab coffee. Closure," she says. Jealousy spiked, hot and irrational. "Go if you need to." He didn't, deleting it with a decisive tap. "You're mine now." Relief washed over me, but the seed was planted, old loves as ghosts, whispering return. Spring teased early, cherry blossoms unfurling along the East River. Our gym routine evolved, post-workout smoothies at the juice bar, plotting a road trip upstate. Finger Lakes, he suggested. Wine, woods, no signal, escape. But before that, conflict brewed. His dad called, voice gruff over speaker. "Mikey, Aaron's engaged. Big wedding. You bringing anyone?" Pause. "Working on it, Dad." Click. Michael slammed his fist on the counter. "He means a girl. Always a girl." I pulled him into a hug, his body rigid then melting. "We'll face it when you're ready, but readiness is a myth." That weekend, at a bar crawl in the village, rainbow flags snapping in the breeze, we ran into Jake, my ex from art school. Flirty Jake, all dimples and drama. He hugged me too long, eyes on Michael. "Who's the arm candy?" Jealousy reversed. Michael's grip tightened. Later, he admitted, seeing him, it hit me. "You're mine." Possessive, sweet, a bomb. Yet undercurrents pulled. Michael started therapy, discreet sessions via app, unpacking his straight facade. He shared snippets, the counselor's words on fluidity, on how labels chafe like ill-fitting shoes. "I'm bi, maybe, or something else." I celebrated it, but privately, fear gnawed. Was I the experiment? April's warmth brought bloom and storm. We took that road trip, winding through Hudson Valley hills dotted with farm stands and antique barns, quintessential upstate escape. In a lakeside cabin, rented for pennies off season, we hiked trails slick with mud, laughed over bad puns, made love by firelight, tender, exploratory, souls sinking. "This is home," he murmured, head on my pillow. I believed him. Back in the city, reality intruded. Aaron's wedding loomed. May, a garden affair in Long Island. Michael agonized. "Come out, or hide. I can't lie forever." We role-played conversations, his voice steadying. I was proud, terrified proxy. The betrayal came swift, a knife in the gut. 2 weeks before the wedding, I got a text from a mutual friend. Saw Michael with Sarah at that coffee shop. Looked cozy. My stomach dropped. I confronted him that night, door barely shut. What the hell? He blanched. No denial. It was nothing. She needed advice, job stuff. But photos circulated, her hand on his arm, his smile too easy. Advice. I hurled the word like a grenade. You deleted her email. Swore it was done. Tears burned. He reached for me. I recoiled. Ben, please. It's not. What? Not betrayal? You ran back to straight and safe the second family pressure hit. The apartment echoed with our shouts. Years of trust fracturing. He confessed. One coffee, one hug goodbye. But the pull of normalcy, the ease of being Mikey again had tempted him. I panicked. The wedding. That. I didn't want to blow it up. I packed a bag. Crashing at a friend's in Chelsea. Sleepless nights. Scrolling our texts, inside jokes. Heart emojis like relics. He blew up my phone. I'm sorry. I love you. Don't end us. But betrayal's poison spreads slow. I ghosted, nursing wounds in dive bars, sketching his face until paper tore. A week later, he showed at my door, rain-soaked, eyes red-rimmed. I told Sarah everything. Blocked her. And Dad. I came out. Dinner. Screamed it. His voice cracked. They were shocked. Dad walked out. But Erin hugged me. Said she'd always known something. I let him in. The dam-breaking tears. Embraces. Raw apologies. I was scared, he sobbed. Of losing you most. We rebuilt. Brick by painful brick. Therapy together now. Unpacking the mess. The wedding? He went solo. Head high. Introducing me via FaceTime later. This is Ben. My partner. Pride swelled. Humanistic in its quiet triumph. Love not conquering all, but enduring the siege. Summer scorched the city, but we cooled in Central Park picnics. His hand in mine unhidden. Gym sessions resumed. Lighter now, our bond tempered like steel. Michael's fluidity settled into by pride. Mine, deeper acceptance. We weren't perfect. Arguments flared over chores. His workaholic streaks, but we chose each other. Daily. One August evening. Rooftop bar in Dumbo. Brooklyn Bridge aglow. He knelt. Not with a ring too soon. Too loaded, but with a promise. Wherever this goes, I'm all in. I pulled him up. Kissing under stars smudged by city haze. America, vast and flawed, stretched before us, equal rights hard-won, prejudices lingering like fog. But in our story, we wrote the ending, not fairy tale, but real, human, whole. As fall leaves turned, we planned a move, bigger place in Greenpoint, room for his records, my easel. Life's not linear. It's loops and leaps. What started in a gym's sweat and shadows became our truth. Two men, once friends, now lovers, seeing ourselves anew. Flawed, fierce, free. The autumn wind whipped through the canyons of Manhattan as Michael and I stepped out of the theater, the echoes of Angels in America's final monologue still ringing in our ears. Pryor's defiant "more life" had hit like a gut punch, mirroring the fragile hope we'd been clutching since his confession. Michael's arm slung around my shoulders felt heavier now, weighted with the play's ghosts. Plagues of body and soul. Loves tested by fire. That was us, he murmured, hailing a cab with his free hand. Fighting for more. I leaned into him. The cities hum a distant roar, our breaths sinking in the chill. Back in Brooklyn, our bubble had thickened into something almost solid. Mornings started with his coffee ritual, strong, black, 2 sugars for me, while I sketched at the kitchen table, capturing the way sunlight slanted across his bare back as he scrolled emails. We'd linger over toast, debating the day's headlines, the latest Supreme Court ripple on marriage equality, or some tech bros scandal in Silicon Alley. It was domestic, uncharted territory for 2 guys who'd once high-fived over hangovers. But beneath the ease, fissures ran deep. Michael's phone buzzed more, work demands, family check-ins laced with subtext. Dad asked about the wedding again, he'd say, voice flat. I'd nod, stirring my mug, swallowing the urge to push. One crisp Saturday, we hit the gym early, the place near empty save for a few dawn devotees grunting through circuits. As I racked weights, Michael spotted me on bench presses, his grip steady on the bar. Our eyes locked in the mirror. His blue, intense. Mine hazel, searching. Sweat beaded on his forehead, trickling down like tears unshed. You're killing it, he grunted, but his voice held something else. Hunger, held back since that first kiss. Post-workout, in the shower's steam, he pulled me into a stall, water cascading as our mouths met. Urgent, forbidden thrill of public risk. No more than that, we knew lines. But the spark reignited, reminding us what we'd almost lost. That afternoon, we wandered Prospect Park, leaves crunching underfoot like brittle promises. Dog walkers and joggers blurred by a tapestry of New York's eclectic pulse. We found a bench by the lake, ducks quacking for crumbs. Ben, he started, lacing fingers with mine, about the wedding. I think I'm going to tell them, my heart stuttered. Aaron's big day was weeks away, a white tent affair in the Hamptons, old money vibes clashing with our gritty reality. You sure? He nodded, jaw set. Can't hide forever. And I want them to meet you. Us. Pride swelled, mixed with terror. I'd met his family before as the pal, the safe sidekick. Now, as the boyfriend, visions flashed. His dad's stern nod turning to thunder, his mom's polite smile cracking. But Michael's resolve anchored me. We'll prep. Like a battle plan, he laughed, that deep rumble I loved, pulling me close. Operation Come Out, Brooklyn edition. Prep turned playful at first. Mock dinners where I'd play the relatives. Him practicing lines. Dad, Ben's important to me. More than friends. I'd ham it up. Gruff voice. A man? Mikey. What'll the neighbors say? We'd dissolve in giggles, collapsing onto the couch, his head in my lap as I ran fingers through his damp hair. But as the date neared, levity faded. Nightmares crept in, Michael tossing beside me, murmuring denials. I'd wake, heart racing, wondering if this was the betrayal's echo, his fear pulling him under. The week before, tension peaked. A work happy hour pulled him to Midtown. I freelanced late, deadline crunch for a client's ad campaign. He came home buzzed, tie loose, smelling of bourbon and cologne. Missed you, he slurred, tugging me toward bed. But in the dark, words slipped, Sarah texted again. Harmless. My body stiffened. Why tell me now? He sighed, rolling away. Because I want transparency. No secrets. It was noble, but the name Sarah clawed at fresh scars. I lay awake, ceiling fan whirring like accusations. Morning brought apologies over eggs. I should have deleted it unread. I forgave, but trust's thread frayed further. We pushed through. Gym as therapy, pounding treadmills, channeling angst into miles. One session, mid-sprint, he grabbed my arm, panting. Ben, we're solid. Don't doubt. I believed him, or wanted to. Erin's wedding weekend arrived sweltering, humidity turning Long Island into a steam bath. We drove out in his beat-up Honda, AC blasting Springsteen, Thunder Road, our anthem of escape. The estate sprawled, manicured lawns, marquee tent fluttering like sails. Guests milled in linens and loafers, champagne flutes glinting. Michael's family greeted us at the valet, Erin beaming in her off-white gown, his mom air-kissing my cheeks, Dad clapping his back with a "good to see ya, kid." No mention of me as +1. I was Ben, the friend, slotted into ambiguity. Cocktails dragged. Michael's smile strained as ants probed. Still single. Mikey? Such a catch. He'd deflect with laughs. Hand brushing mine under the table, secret Morse code. Dinner seated us apart. I chatted with Erin's college pals, polite nods to my design gig, while watching him across the tent, cornered by Dad. Their heads bent close, words lost in murmur. My stomach nodded. The ceremony was poetry. Vows exchanged under an arbor of roses, sun dipping gold. Erin and her groom, a banker type, glowed. Michael teared up beside me, our first shared pew moment. Reception kicked off with toasts, band swinging big band tunes. We danced discreetly, his hand low on my waist during a slow fly me to the moon. Soon, he whispered. Hope flickered. But midway through cake, crumbled. I stepped out for air, porch overlooking dunes. Footsteps followed. Michael, face ashen. Dad cornered me. Asked point blank if you're more. My pulse thundered. What did you say? He swallowed. Told him the truth. Silence stretched, broken by distant laughter. He said it's a phase. Get it out. Find a girl. The words landed like slaps. Michael's eyes pleaded. I defended us. Said it's real. But doubt shadowed him. The old pull. We drove home silent. Radio off. City lights blurring streaks. At my door, he lingered. Give me time. Please. I nodded. Kiss goodnight tasting bitter. Inside, alone, tears came not for the rejection, but for the boy I'd glimpsed, teetering on the edge. The fallout simmered. Michael dove into work, late nights debugging code. Our texts shortened. Miss you became busy. Talk soon. Gym skips piled up. I went solo, iron clanging like accusations. Friends noticed. Jake texted, You okay? Saw you moping. I brushed it off, but isolation crept. One rainy Tuesday, 3 days post-wedding, betrayal struck full. Erin's group chat, me looped in for fam updates, pinged with a photo. Michael at brunch with Sarah, her arm looped through his, both grinning over mimosas. Caption. Old flames catch up. Long Island vibes. My vision tunneled. Brunch? The day after his defense, rage boiled as I stormed his office lobby, rain plastering my shirt. He emerged, tie askew, confusion melting to guilt. Ben, how'd you? Saw the pic. Family brunch. Huh? With her. Voices turned, he pulled me aside. It was Aaron's idea. Neutral ground. Post-wedding chat. Lies layered thin. You defended us. Then this. He deflated. I needed. Normal. Just one morning. The drive to my place was war. Accusations flying. His pleas drowned in static. At the door. I unloaded. You're choosing fear over us. Again. He begged entry. I slammed it. Lock clicking final. That night. Sobs racked me. Love's cruel math. Subtraction leaving hollows. Days blurred into fog. Work suffered. Sketches turned abstract storms. Michael's voicemails piled. I ended it with her. For good. Let me explain. I deleted, blocking the pain. Therapy solo now. My counselor's voice soft. Betrayal's a teacher. What does it say about your worth? I journaled furiously. Pages filling with why him? Why now? A week in. Rock bottom. Alone in the park. Bench by the lake. Rain mixing with tears. Ducks scattered. Indifferent. Phone buzzed, unknown number. Aaron's voice. Tentative. Ben? It's Michael's sister. He's a mess. Told me everything. The good. The ugly. She paused. He's scared. But he loves you. Really. Her words cracked the ice. Why call? Because family's more than blood. And you're his. I unblocked him that night. Talk? Neutral ground. Jim. Tomorrow. His reply, yes. God. Yes. Dawn Jim. Fluorescent harsh. He waited by the dumbbells. Hollow-eyed. No hugs. Words first. I screwed up. Royally. Confession poured. The brunch a buffer. Sarah's persistence a siren to his doubts. But cutting her? That was for you. Us. Vulnerability raw. He knelt. Not proposal. But surrender. I'm done hiding. Therapy. Pride groups all in. Forgiveness isn't clean. It's jagged. I tested. Prove it. He did. Slow. Dates recommenced. Coffee in quiet cafes. Hands held topside. Family bridge mended via Aaron. Group dinner in Queens. His dad absent but mom tentative. As long as you're happy. Mikey. Progress. Inching. By June's solstice. We'd woven stronger. Road trip redux. Cape Cod this time. Beaches vast as forgiveness. Waves crashed as we walked. Barefoot. His story spilling, childhood crushes blurred. College denial. You woke me, he said. Salt-stung kiss. Human arc. Not heroes, but humans. Stumbling toward light. July's heat wave baked the city into submission. Asphalt shimmering like mirages of escape. Michael and I holed up in my apartment. Fans whirring futile against the swelter. Windows cracked to the symphony of fire hydrants spraying kids in the street below. Our reconciliation was a tightrope. Each step deliberate. Glances loaded with will it hold? He'd taken leave from work. A bold slash at routine. Insisting on U.S. time. We cooked. Badly, stir-fries charred. Laughter bubbling over salvaged bites. Nights. We'd sprawl on the fire escape. City sprawl at our feet. Trading dreams. His coding a queer app for anonymous support. My gallery show of love's fractures, in ink and acrylic. But healing's not linear. Scars itch. One evening, scrolling news on my phone, a profile on by icons, from Freddie Mercury to modern activists, Michael tensed beside me. See that? Fluidity's the future. I nodded, but his silence stretched. Later, over ice cream melting in bowls, he voiced it. What if I'm not enough for this world? The buy label chafed him still, caught between straight privilege's comfort and gay visibility's fire. I cupped his face. You're enough for me. Simple. True. We made love then, slow, affirming, bodies mapping forgiveness. Pride Month climaxed in parades, rainbows flooding Fifth Avenue like a fever dream. We marched, his hand in mine public for the first time. Sweat-slick grips amid floats blaring Madonna. Drag queens lip-syncing anthems. Strangers cheered. A few stares lingered, but the tide carried us. At a after-party in the Bowery, packed with glitter and grind, he pulled me to a corner booth. This? It's home. Drunk on belonging, we danced till dawn, his head on my shoulder to Vogue's beat. August whispered change. My lease loomed. His sublet in Cobble Hill ended. Move in? He asked over breakfast, casual as cream in coffee. Heart leap. We hunted. Greenpoint brownstones. Walk-ups with views of the East River. Found one third floor. Exposed brick. Bay window for my drafting table. Packing day. Boxes labeled his flannels. Our records felt like vows etched in cardboard. His dad sent a card, stiff, and signed, Heard you're shacking. Be good to him. Progress. Paternal style. Settled in. Domesticity deepened. Mornings, him brewing, me sketching his sleep-rumpled form. Evenings, gym duo, then couch marathons of The Wire, Baltimore's grit mirroring our own. But conflict simmered domestic scale. His socks everywhere, my late nights fretting designs. Petty fights flared. Pick up your damn weights, but cooled quick. Makeup kisses sealing truces. Fall crept. Leaves turning fiery along the waterfront. Michael's therapy evolved. He joined a bi-men's group in Chelsea, emerging energized. Talked fluidity tonight. Feels right. I beamed, but envy nipped. My gay identity solid since teens, is a fresh forge. One night, post-meeting, he dove deep. Remember college? That party where I kissed you. Drunk dare. Flashback hit. Frat house haze. His lips brief. Electric. I chalked it to booze. He'd buried it. That was the start, he said. You were always the one. Thanksgiving loomed. Family minefield. My folks, divorced. Scattered. Mom in Jersey. Dad in Florida. Invited us to her place. Bring the boyfriend, she said, voice warm over phone. Michael's turn to fret. What if they hate me? I laughed. Mom's a liberal prof. Dad's a golfer who loves everyone. Jersey Drive. Turnpike drone. His playlist of Dylan covers. Mom's table groaned. Turkey. Pie. Stories of my awkward youth. Michael charmed, carving bird with steady hand, sharing code tales. Dad FaceTimed, toasting, to new family, tears pricked. Michael squeezed my knee under linen. Post-holiday glow faded into winter's grip. December marked 6 months since the gym confession, a milestone. We celebrated low-key tree from a lot on Kent Avenue, strung with lights and ornaments scavenged from thrift shops. Under its glow, wrapped in a quilt. He gifted me a leather-bound journal. For your stories. Ours. Mine. A custom mousepad. His initials etched in circuit board pattern. Nerd. I teased. Laughter led to bed. Bodies familiar now. Love's language fluent. But America's pulse quickened. News cycles churning on rights rollbacks. Protests in D.C. We marched again. Signs scrawled love wins. Still. Chance horse. His voice blending mine. Bandaged blisters. He confessed. This fight? It's why I can't go back. Betrayal's ghost exorcised. Or so we thought. January thawed secrets. Aaron's holiday visit brought bombshell. Pregnant. Glowing. Auntie Ben. Uncle Mike. She winked. Michael lit up. But shadow crossed. Dad still radio silent. We drove her to the airport. Hugs tight. That night, vulnerability peaked. Want kids someday? He asked. Stars visible through our window, rare city gift. With you? Yeah. Dream shared. Future sketched loose. Spring 2026 bloomed tentative. My gallery show landed, fractured bonds. Portraits of queer loves. Michael Central. Half-shadowed face. Eyes alight. Opening night, wine. Whispers. His suit sharp. Critics murmured. A buyer snapped his piece. Pride swelled mutual. After. Rooftop toast. To seeing ourselves. City fireworks popped. Echoing. Yet climax brewed subtle. Work crunch hit him. Startup crunch time. Deadlines like guillotines. Late nights returned. Our bed half empty. I filled voids with sketches. But resentment simmered. One dawn fight. You're ghosting again. He snapped. This is survival. Words cut. Door slammed. I wandered pre-dawn streets. Williamsburg's hipster hush. Questioning. Is this sustainable? He apologized via flowers, daisies. My favorite note. Don't let me break us. We talked. Raw, his imposter syndrome at work. Fear of failing provider role. Old scripts die hard. Empathy bridged. We vowed check-ins. Date nights enforced. Summer redux. Beach weekend in the Rockaways. Waves pounding like heartbeats. Boardwalk strolls. His hand public. Progress etched in sand. Fried clams. Sunset beers. Remember the betrayal? He asked. I nodded. Taught me boundaries. He kissed my temple. Taught me courage. By Labor Day. Rhythm steadied. We hosted a barbecue. Friends. Aaron. Even Jake. Amicable now. Laughter filled our yard. Grill smoke curling. Michael's toast. To chosen family. Cheers rose. I caught his eye. Love unspoken but loud. Autumn winds carried whispers of more. His promotion. My book deal pitch for graphic memoir Our Story. Anonymized. But core held. Two men. Jim-born bond evolved. Betrayal scar faded to lesson. Emotions deepened to roots. Humanistic close. Not perfection, but persistence. In America's vast mosaic, we carved our tile flawed, fierce, forever altered. As October's chill settled over the boroughs, Michael and I found ourselves at a crossroads that felt less like a crisis and more like the natural bend in a river we'd been navigating blind. The apartment in Greenpoint had become our sanctuary, walls adorned with my evolving sketches, his profile in repose, our hands intertwined against graffiti-splashed bricks. But sanctuaries test you, revealing the rot beneath fresh paint. It started small. His promotion at the startup meant equity shares. Late strategy sessions in glass towers overlooking the harbor. I come home to take out containers and his note, crashing at office. Love you. The words comforted, but the empty bed echoed. I threw myself into the memoir pitch, typing feverishly on my laptop amid the scent of his lingering cologne. Echoes of the Barbell. A gay awakening in straight lines, title half joking, half true. Agents nibbled. One from Manhattan lit. Raw. Relatable. Lean into the betrayal arc. Betrayal. The word still stung. A bruised thumb too often. I'd circle back in revisions, framing it not as villainy but vulnerability. Michael's, mine, ours. Human, as the pitch promised. One foggy evening, post-gym solo now, his schedule a thief. I met Erin for drinks at a cozy spot in Williamsburg. Her bump showed under a flowy blouse, glow undimmed by morning sickness. He's obsessed, she said, sipping club soda. Uncle Mikey Judy's already, baby name lists emailed. Laughter bubbled, but her eyes sharpened. Dad's thawing. Sent a toolkit last week. No note, but progress. I nodded, stirring my whiskey sour. And you? Holding up. She reached across, hand on mine. Proud of him. Of you both. That wedding stunt? Ancient history. History, yes. But ghosts whisper. That night, Michael stumbled in at midnight. Tyascu, breath mint fresh over scotch. Big win today, client sealed. Hugs turned heated, clothes shedding like confessions. In the afterglow, tangled sheets, he murmured, missed this. Us. I traced his jaw. Missed you. Vulnerability cracked open. His fear of the startup's volatility. Layoff whispers in boardrooms. What if I can't provide? Macho myth. But real to him, son's duty to dad's legacy. We countered with plans. Weekend getaway to the Catskills. Cabin in the woods. Booking it felt defiant. A reclaiming. Drive up was therapy, winding roads. His playlist of folk Americana. Windows down to crisp air. Cabin perched on a hill. Lakeview misty. We hiked, boots crunching leaves, pausing for kisses against pines. Evenings by the fire, esmores, stories swapped. He shared a buried one. High school crush on a teammate, dismissed as locker room stuff. Buried it deep. Till you. I shared my first love, summer camp boy. Fleeting. Formative. Bonds deepened. Conflicts aired like laundry. Back in the city, harmony held fragile. Thanksgiving redux. Mom's Jersey feast. Dad flying in. Table talk turned to us. How's the partnership? Mom asked. Eyes twinkling. Michael fielded smooth. Stronger every day. Toasts to resilience. Pie devoured. His family's invite followed small. His mom hosting. Dad attended. Gruff but present. Nice setup you got, he grunted over turkey, eyeing our linked hands. No explosion, just nod to new normal. Michael exhaled post-dinner. In the car. That was. Okay. Victory. Quiet. December's hustle brought cheer and chaos. Holiday markets in Union Square. We browsed. His arm around me. Picking ornaments, a rainbow bulb for our tree. A vintage baseball for his nostalgia. Work party for him. I tagged as +1, suits and small talk. A colleague cornered. So, you two? Office pool said straight forever. Michael laughed it off, but later vented. Like we're exhibits. I squeezed his hand. Your truth, not their bets. Christmas Eve. Our first shared. Tree aglow. Take out Chinese by candlelight. Gifts unwrapped slow. His leather jacket. Buttersoft. Mine. Engraved watch. Time for us. Midnight mass via stream. His nod to roots. Then bed. Bodies warm against winter's bite. New Year's dawned with resolutions. More presents. Less grind. We clinked mimosas on the roof. Fireworks blooming over the river. To evolution, he toasted. Kiss sealed it. Winter deepened. Snow blanketing stoops like hush money. My memoir sold small press, but real. Signing party in a bookstore off Bedford. Friends packed shelves. Michael beaming front row. Readings trembled. Excerpt on the gym night. His admission voiced public. Applause thundered. His hug after. Proud doesn't cover it. Sales ticked. Reviews praised the humanistic heart. But spring's thaw unearthed old fault lines. Aaron's baby shower. Co-ed. Backyard in Queens. Joy abounded, games. Cake. But Michael's dad pulled him aside. Murmurs tense. Later. Car ride home. He apologized. Sort of. For the wedding. Shock rippled. Said he was wrong to push. Michael teared up. Will gripped white. Years late. But. Healing. I held space. Love's quiet work. April showers brought bloom. Our anniversary. Gym revisit. Same bench. We sat. Sweat fresh. Toasting protein shakes. From confession to this, he marveled. Dinner at our spot, Italian hole-in-wall. Candlelit pasta. Toasts to trials. Betrayal made us bulletproof. Laughter. Love. Lingering. Climax crested subtle. Summer's Eve. Startup laid off a wave. Michael's name spared. But fear lingered. What if next? Crisis mode. Resumes polished. Networks pinged. Nights. I'd find him pacing. Laptop glow harsh. One storm-lashed night. Thunder rumbling. He broke. I'm scared I'll fail you. Vulnerability raw. I pulled him down. We're a team. Always were. Storm passed. Job offer landed. Rival firm. Better equity. Relief washed. But lesson stuck. Security's illusion. Fall 2026 Gilded Edges. Book tour mini. Readings in Boston. Philly. Michael tagged one. Holding my hand in crowds. Your voice, it's magic. Back home. We hosted launch. Friends. Family. Toasts flowing. Aaron's babe arrived. Nephew Liam. Red-faced whale. Michael's hold gentle. Tiny human. Like us once. Winter circled. Reflective. Gym ritual sacred still spots. Stretches. Souls bared. One session. Midset. He paused. That night. Best risk I took. I grinned. Changed everything. America churned elections. Rights wobbles. But our microcosm held. Love's drama ebbing to steady hum. Human end. Not grand gesture. But daily grace. Betrayal's echo faint. Emotions layered rich. We saw ourselves, flawed mirrors. Clearer now. In Brooklyn's beat. We thrived. Friends first. Lovers forever. The first frost of the season painted the East River's edges in silver as Michael and I bundled against the wind, strolling the pier where ferries cut wakes like sighs of resignation. Our life had settled into a rhythm that felt earned, hard-won, like the calluses on our hands from weights and keyboards. The apartment thrummed with us. His code compiling in the corner, my latest canvas drying by the window, half his face emerging from swirls of blue and gold. But earned peace invites tests, and ours came wrapped in the mundane guise of a phone call. It was a Tuesday. Gym night deferred for his group meetup. I paced the living room, sketchpad idle, when his key turned early. Face drawn, he dropped his bag. "Bad session?" I asked, arms opening. He sank into me, mumbling into my shoulder. "Not bad. Just stirred stuff." Over tea chamomile for his nerves, he unpacked. A new guy in the group, out by since 20, sharing tales of seamless coming out, easy integrations. Makes me feel lagging, like I'm still apologizing. I listened. No fixes, just presence. "Your timeline's yours. We got here, that's the win." He nodded, but doubt lingered like fog. Next days, it manifested. Extra gym hours, his reps fiercer, chasing endorphins over epiphanies. I joined when I could, spotting him through gridded sets. For strength, he'd grunt. I knew better for armor against inner critics. November's gray skies mirrored moods. My book tour expanded LA leg, readings in WeHo bookstores amid palm shadows. Michael couldn't swing it, work tethering, but FaceTimes bridged. "Kill it, babe. Tell MR story." Readings soared. Queer crowds hungry for nuance. By gay bridges. One Q&A. A fan asked, "Betrayal? Did it end you?" I paused. Voice steady. "Nearly. But it forged us. Love's not absence of hurt. It's choosing through it." Applause. Later, his text. "Heard that live stream. Love you deeper." Homecoming. Airport hug, airport scented. Then cab to our bed. Jet lag talks till dawn. His solo weekend mundane but missed me. Cooked your chili. Burned it. Laughter bridged. But jet lag unearthed. Missed the security of US, I admitted. He held tighter. "I'm here." Thanksgiving pivoted family fusion, moms, with his kin crashing. Chaos joyful. Aaron's Liam gurgling in high chair. Dad and Michael's bonding over football on TV. Post-feast walks. Bellies full. His dad lagged behind. Mikey's happy. That's new. Gruff approval. I nodded, throat tight. December danced in lights. Holiday party circuit. His firms, inclusive now with pride pins on lapels. I mingled, hand in his pocket felt. A VP clapped his back, brought the better half. Cheers. Michael's grin genuine. Our bash, potluck with friends, treetop table groaning. Jake showed peace offering, bottle in hand. To exes and allies, toasts clinked. New Year's Eve, we opted intimate. Rooftop with neighbors, city countdown below. His kiss at midnight, to unbroken promises. Fireworks bloomed. Resolutions whispered. More travel, less screens. Winter's core hit hard polar vortex. Subways stalled. Cooped, we binged Succession, dissecting family betrayals. Like us, minus the billions, he joked. Deeper, his fear of repeating dad's emotional distance with future kids. Don't want that legacy. I shared my parents' split scars. Vulnerability volleyed. Bonds ironed. Spring 2027 greened tentative. Aaron's baptism invite. Church neutral. Michael's choice. We attended. Liam's wail echoing pews. Post-ceremony brunch. Dad pulled him aside. Lengthy, heads bent. Later, he wants to understand. Asked about us. Bridge extended. Michael crossed slow. My sequel pitch, barbell echoes 2, sustain. Agent greenlit. Writing flowed. Our daily drama's fodder. One chapter. Post-betrayal rebuild. Raw dialogues transcribed. Michael read drafts. Edits gentle. Make me less asshole? Laughter. Truth tempered. Summer simmered conflict low. His job stabilized. But travel ramped, conferences in Austin. Panels on queer tech. Solo weeks tested. Texts constant. But absence amplified doubts. One call. Hotel static. Miss your voice. Feels off without. I admitted, same. Like half a breath. Reunion sex, airport lot. Urgent in the car. Windows fogged. Fall harvest brought bounty. Book 2 sold. Joint launch planned. We prepped together, him on promo graphics. Me on blurbs. Venue, Brooklyn bookstore. Packed. Readings alternated. His excerpt on fluidity. Mine on forgiveness. Q&A electric. How'd betrayal evolve your love? Michael fielded. It stripped illusions. Left real. Applause thundered. Climax quieted to crescendo. Anniversary trip. Iceland. Auroras. Hot springs. Flights over Atlantic. His hand mine. Geysers erupted like emotions banked. Northern lights danced. Greens ethereal. Bath in geothermal pool. Steam veiled. This us is magic. Confessions bubbled. His by identity solidified. No more phases. Mine, gratitude for the pull toward him. Back. Grounded. Winter wrapped gentle. Gym evolved, yoga now. Poses sinking breaths. One class. Downward dog. His mat beside. From iron to flow. Evolution. Humanistic fade. Life's not plot peaks, but plateaus earned. Betrayal's lesson. Love's a choice. Renewed. In America's weave, rights won. Battles ongoing, we threaded ours. Seen. Whole. Holy us. The hush of early spring 2027 wrapped Greenpoint in a veil of possibility. Cherry blossoms tentative along the waterfront as Michael and I marked 2 years since that locker room lightning. Our walk-up had matured with us. Shelves sagging under shared volumes. Fridge magnets mapping trips. Iceland's fjords. Rockaway's dunes. Mornings unfolded like well-worn sheet music. His alarm first. Coffee percolating. My groggy join to the clink of mugs. Fuel for the fight. He'd quip. Kissing my temple. The fight. Life's undercurrent. From boardroom battles to bedroom reconciliations. Had softened edges. But never vanished. My book 2 launched to murmurs. Then waves. Podcasts booked. A New York Times nod for Queer Domesticity's Quiet Revolutions. Michael beamed at signings. Stack of copies under arm like trophies. Our story's out there. But fame's whisper brought scrutiny. An interview question on betrayal. Phrased blunt. Was it a straight man's experiment? Mike hot. I paused. No. It was a man's awakening. Messy. Human. Cut to air. Backlash minimal. Allies amplified. His world shifted too. By advocacy panel at TechCrunch Disrupt. Stage lights harsh on his suit. I watched streamside. Heart swell at his poise. Fluidity isn't trendy, it's truth. Labels serve. But don't define. Tweets lit by Tech Hero. Post-panel dinner. We toasted in a dimly lit mission spot, him jet-lagged, me proud. You owned it. His hand over mine. Couldn't without you. Summer's heat peaked with Aaron's family reunion, Long Island beach house. Waves lapping like old apologies. Liam toddled sands. Michael's chase joyful. Dad lingered by grill, beer in hand, heard about the talk. Brave. Grunt, but eye contact held. Later, bonfire crackle, stories swapped, his coming out retold sans shame. Mom teared, Aaron hugged. Closure's taste. Smoky, sweet. Fall's palate turned introspective. Joint therapy shifted to maintenance, monthly check-ins. Unpacking microtensions, his over-apologizing, my passive silences. We're good, counselor affirmed. Evolved. Outside sessions. We volunteered. Queer Youth Center in Bushwick. Mentoring teens on identity mazes. One kid. Wide-eyed. How'd you know? Michael. Didn't. Felt it. Echoes of us. Ripples outward. November elections loomed. America's fever spiking. We canvassed door-to-door in Queens. Flyers for equality bills. Knocks yielded nods. Slams. One heated debate. Bible says, Michael cut calm. Mine says love thy neighbor. That's us. Hand in mine walking away. Pulse synced. Polls closed. Wins narrow. Losses bitter. Home. Election night pizza cold. We'll keep fighting. Vow renewed. December's magic muffled edges. Holiday cards signed the Hayes Rylas? Trial balloon. Tree trimming. Ornaments tails, Jim keychain. Iceland pebble. His gift. Custom barbell necklace. Engraved strength in us. Mine. Subscription to vinyl club. Queer artists queued. Eve's mass streamed. Then walk under snow-glazed lights. Best yet, he whispered. New Year dawned ambitious. Resolutions. Europe summer, Berlin's clubs. Paris cafes. Work balanced. His remote Fridays. My studio hours capped. Gym hybrid. Weights Wednesdays. Hikes weekends. Prospect trails. Leaves crunching confessions. Spring unfurled verdant. Book tour international teas. London Lit Fest. He tagged. 2 brides handholds. Readings in pubs oak beamed. Crowds queer mixed. Questions probing. Sustainability post-trauma? Daily deposits. Withdrawals happen. Refill. His panel follow. Buy visibility in tech. Synergy sparked. Joint op-ed pitched. Summer sailed. Flight to Berlin. Hostile vibes young. Wall remnants whispered histories. Nights in Berghain's throb. Dances sweat slick. Paris interlude. Sane strolls. Louvre whispers. Art like you, he said. Venus de Milo armless echo. Home tanned. Tails stocked. Fall harvest. Nephew's birthday. Liam's cake-smeared grin. Michael's dad gifted toolset for the fixer in you. Subtext. Acceptance's tools. We hosted Friendsgiving. Eclectic table. Jake's pie. Toasts to survivors. Winter's embrace gentle. Memoir 3 brainstorm. Beyond the barbell collective loves. Collaborative, his voice woven. Gym milestone. Personal best shared. High fives evolve to hugs. Climax's echo. Anniversary eve. Rooftop under stars rare clear. He knelt. Not ring but letter. Vows penned. Promises inked. 2 years. Endless more. Tears salt-kissed. Endless. Humanistic horizon. Life's not resolved arcs, but ongoing drafts. Betrayal's chapter closed. Emotions etched eternal. In America's grand, gritty narrative, ours hummed parallel, dramatic once, now devotional. Seen anew, we saw forward, together, true.